Hey there. I received this question on my website awakenwithsagar.com and here it goes. The question is from Anita. She says, right from young age what we got to know that when a person dies, the person as per his karma may take birth as a human or any other species like an animal or a bird or an insect, etc. When I was associated with a spiritual organization, she has named that, but I would not like to name it. We are told that when a human dies, you take rebirth as a human being only. I'm ecstatic to believe so. But then recently, my elder brother in law, who is an old soul, mentioned it is not so. We are probably born again as animals or birds or whatever, as per the past karma we may have done while we have lived as human. My gut doesn't believe so, but want to know your view on this. Thanks. Thanks, Anita, for this question. Let me go ahead with the answer. This is indeed a very interesting question, and it is beautiful to know that every single thing that is happening is usually judged by us as right and wrong. We want to spread happiness, we want to spread love, share positivity, and in the process of doing that, there are some really intelligent people who sometimes come up with theories and make people believe that if you do something wrong, you will be punished for it. And if I cannot punish you as your peer or as another human being of this world because I am equal as you, isn't it? We all humans are equal in that sense, even if there are these roles played by other people that are more expansive or more expanded than ours. That does not mean that they are greater than us. It only means that they are playing those expanded roles and that we are all living in this very same world. But then ultimately, even if this world is known as the world of hierarchies, we all are the same. I, as a human being, cannot really go out there and punish you for a mistake that you may do on a daily basis, on a repeated basis as well. So, what I can do from here is catch your spirit or maybe nag you about one small thing, and I can tell you that hey, if you do this wrong thing, you will be punished according to this particular law. Or if you do something which is incorrect, which is harmful to others, yes, that is not desired. So I'm not saying that you start doing that, but then when I notice someone else doing something wrong and I cannot really do anything about it, the best thing that I can do, the least thing that I can do is sit here in my place and come up with theories. And I can say that hey, if you do this, you will be reborn as an insect. If you yawn while eating, you will be reborn as a donkey. If you crush ants, you will be born blind. Or if you crush eggs also with your legs, you will be born blind. And there are so many other theories. But then the answer to that is not a no. The answer to that is not even a yes. Let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to our inner and deeper understanding of life. And it is not just about it being a logical answer, but it is an answer based on truth. And this is the inspiration that one gets from source. This is the answer that one gets from source. And it is extremely important to stick to that one theory. That is the theory of expansion. That is the theory of deep understanding of life. You may have heard in many other life hacks from me that we all are born with intentions. We may not be born with desires as much as we are born with intentions, and then we come up with desires that we believe will fulfill those intentions. Now, my intention is different from your intention. One human being's intention is separate from another human being's intention, but then ultimately our intentions fall within the same box, isn't it? The maximum intention that one may have is that I want to be happy and I want to be happy. That's all about it. I may probably not want anything else. I don't even want food or water. I just want to be happy. That is like the extreme intention that one may have, whereas another intention or another human being may have the other extreme intention that I want to have everything in this world. I want to experience everything in this world, and while doing that, I am going to do anything and everything that is required of me in order to satisfy that intention. Now these are just two examples of two extreme intentions. But then the thing is that while achieving any of these intentions from wherever you are in between these two extreme intentions, while you walk on the direction of either this intention or this one, we tend to gather a lot of sadness and gather a lot of negativity. It is only us humans that do that. There are no animals in this world, no insects in this world who are ever sad. They may be in pain, but they are never ever sad. Even if a goat is being killed by a tiger, that goat is aware that that is its role. That goat is so deeply and strongly connected with its role, its own understanding of life, that it is feeling the pain, but it is not sad as per our definition of sadness. There are so many trivial, stupid things, I would say, that make us sad as of today. It is 2017 at the time of recording this video, and I'm sure as the years pass by, there will be even more trivial things that will start bothering us. That is not necessary, but then that is how it will be if we don't keep up with ourselves and our spiritual growth. So there are so many small things that bother us as human beings. It does not bother animals, it does not bother the beasts of this planet, it does not bother the insects that exist in this world, it does not bother every single bird or mammal or animal that exists in this world except humans. Humans are the only exceptions that are so intelligent that they have ultimately found out a way to express sadness and to feel sad, which is by creating sad and wrong and negative thoughts. That is not desired, but then let's go back to the root again. We all have come with intentions, and our intentions are positive, but over a period of time we have gathered negativity with ourselves. We carry this negativity over a period of time. Animals don't do that. But then where have we all come from? We all have come from that deep inner non-physical understanding of ourselves. We all existed in that realm where this non-physical realm also exists. That non-physical realm or that non-physical layer, it is not beyond the earth or physically beyond the universe or beyond the sun and moon and stars. It is not physical in nature, so we cannot really relate it or correlate it or understand it from a physical perspective. It is a dimension, it is another layer that exists here only. It exists all around us, but that is non-physical in nature. That is another dimension. It is like a 3D movie. It is not a 3D movie, but it is like that. It is something like that. You can understand it in that way, that two dimensions exist within that film, but then the third dimension, although it only can be experienced, it cannot be seen as such. It is not a physical dimension. Two dimensions can be seen by the length and breadth of that screen, television screen or the theater screen. The third dimension also exists, but it cannot really be physically touched by us. That is exactly how God is as far as the form or the format of that godly layer of stream is concerned. Now we all are originally part of that stream only, but then we have descended in a way in this physical world, in this physical realm, and taken birth as human beings and perceiving everything as physical. But then we all originally belong to that non-physical layer only, that layer which is not beyond the sun and moon and earth and sky, but it is right here around us. So you can guess that there are so many non-physical, or rather souls, around you at this moment, inspiring you to do good things and bad things. Again, that is a deep topic. They are inspiring you, but then by the virtue of your level of energy, you are either catching those thoughts or not catching. Let's not go there right now. So we all are not pieces of that godly stream. We are not pieces because a river cannot have a piece. It can have an extension. It can have a different branch. It can have a separation. It can have a stretch from that main stream. So that main godly layer, that main godly stream is there. Again, I am demonstrating it like this, but then it is not physical. It is just for understanding that it is a layer and we all are extensions from that layer. It is like that string. It is like that detached form. I am kind of broken from that mainstream and I have come here, But breaking does not mean that this becomes incomplete. That is still complete. It is just like air. Even if you take out some air from there, air will get filled here as well in the main stream, and I will probably just be another piece, another instance of that stream. So extension is the best word. I am like this extension of God, and that is exactly why it is said that you are a piece of God, or you are a child of God, or you are just a part of God, or you are God, or God is within you. There are so many people who say that every person around you is God, so treat him like that. We don't, that is a different question, but then we are parts of this stream. We are like these extensions. Every browser in Windows or non-Windows has extensions. It is like an add-in, it is like a plugin, but that extension has been separated from the source. It gets separated as you come into this world and forget who you are and your connection with that source, but then you are still part of that source only. You are like that extension, perfect word, extension, for describing you, for describing who you are. It is not just you, but also the animals of this world that are part of that same mass. It is like that layer. Now I am calling it mass for better understanding. That one mass has extensions, 700 crore extensions as of today, and all of those extensions are in the form of human beings moving around, and there are these animal extensions as well. So souls in all the bodies, whether human or animals, are the same. They are exactly the same, but their intentions are different. You came here with the intention of living in a physical human form, and I highly doubt that you would want to go into another form or another format or come back as an animal. Because, and even if you may say that, hey Sagar, I would love to be reborn as a peacock. No, you would not love to be reborn as a peacock, because as you have, at least as of today, it is 2017, you have expanded, you have evolved, you have grown, you have become more than what you were when you came into this world for the very first time. So now that you are in this expanded format, peacock is just this much. Peacock is just that 1% of your desire. Everything else, 99% of who you are, is so enriching, nourishing and beautiful for you that you don't even want to be reborn as a parrot or as a cat or as a bird. I remember in the childhood days we used to write what I would like to be reborn as, or what would I like to be, and my typical answer used to be bird, because I believed that birds have the best freedom, but they don't really. If you are not aware of this knowledge, you cannot really ever be free. So birds are connected to that godly stream much better than human beings. Birds don't create sadness and negativity as much as you and I do, but then we have this understanding. We are not doing it, that is a separate question, but then you can do it. You have that ability, and most importantly, your desire to be a bird is just this much, but then you have expanded ever since you came into this world, and that has made you more than what you are, what you were in the past. And it is constantly, as you are listening to this video as well, you are constantly and continuously expanding and becoming more and more. Now with this understanding, it is important to understand that even if I have all of this knowledge, even if I can choose to be whatever I want in this world, this is truth, but then you would not want to be that. This is something to be introspected with the self. This is not something that I can write in a book and sell that book to you. It is something to be understood for yourself from a deep spiritual understanding, that I would not like to be a peacock. Even if a peacock is much more beautiful than me, I would not like to be that. I would not like to be a horse. I would not like to be a cow or a rabbit or a tiger. Even if those people, those animals look much better, much happier than me, I would not like to be that, because I am much happier with the knowing of who I am, and I now have better ways to connect with the universe. And if I come here as a cow and a tiger, I now understand that I will not be able to enjoy this world and taste the juices of my life as beautifully as I am doing right now as a human being. So from this place now onwards you cannot be reborn. It is not the question of it being possible or not possible. You don't want to be reborn as another animal, and you won't even be able to do that. Every human being, no matter how unevolved that human being is, let's consider this spiritual quotient, this ladder. If you arrange every single person in this world in a row, and here is the most spiritually elevated person, and here is the least spiritually elevated person, even this person is much expansive in nature and already expanded in nature than any animal in this world. So that person would also not like to regress and go back. That person is already expanded, and that person, that soul's intention is not to be reborn. And every single birth that you take, and every single small and big thing that you choose to do in that birth, whether it is your family, whether it is what you want, where to be reborn, which country to be born in, which environment to be born in. You don't sit on the map and choose the country, but it is more about the surroundings, the energy of that environment, the energy of that family, the energy of those surroundings, and the life that you would like to live. Those are decided by the intentions only. Every single thing is decided by the intentions. So animals intend to come forth as animals only. Human beings come forth with the intentions, or they intend to be human beings only. They do not feel the need ever to go to another yoni, or to go to another animal form, or another format, because every single human being who comes into this world is with that fixed intention, and it is like a pre-decided thing. It is not decided by anybody else but by us only. So that is why it becomes this one set of human souls who will always descend only as human souls. It is not a descent in that way, but when I say descent, it means from the non-physical to the physical, from the unlimited to the limited, from the infinite to the limited, I would say. So every single thing that is happening is only by the virtue of your intentions. And let me go back to that point, that when you are in this physical world and you re-emerge into the non-physical by the virtue of your present karmas, in that sense your present energy, as you re-emerge into the non-physical layer, or that mass of energy, that godly energy, it is not a physical mass. Again, it is not a physical ball somewhere in the sky or in the space. It is not even a physical layer. It is just a representation for better understanding, that it is like a mass. And when you re-emerge into that, when you go back into that and become one with it, at that point you are so subliminal, you are so subconscious, you are so non-physical in nature, that that becomes the overall intention, and then thereafter you don't even take rebirth. Now that is a separate topic again altogether. Not that you don't want to, but then you don't until there comes a point when your intentions are on the timeline of this world. This is something that needs a lot of discussion and deep understanding, and I'm sure that this answer has been satisfactory to you to some extent. Do leave a comment and let me know. If you have further questions around this, around anything that I may have spoken, please feel free to get back to me, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. If you understood what you are, where you come from, what you come forth with, and where you are heading, if this is understood properly, it is very easy for you to understand that it is not the question of whether it is possible or not. It is also not dependent upon your karmas, because again, karmas are your energy exchanges with this world, and your energy exchanges cannot really be satisfied unless and until you go back completely into the non-physical realm. Every person again comes back into this world in one form or another, in one role or another, not as one animal or another, but then your karma is basically the return of what you have been doing, and depending on your negative karma, you decide those kinds of beliefs and thoughts for yourself. When you continue to have limiting beliefs for yourself because of the negative karma that you may have done and faced the repercussions of, you will always carry those negative intentions only, limiting intentions only. You would never have those expansive intentions, and that is the exact reason why a person who does a lot of negative things has negative intentions and then lives further or future negative lives only. So it is not your karma that decides whether you will be an insect or a lizard in the future birth, but it is that basic intention with which you come into this physical world that decides so. And once as a human being, you will always be a human being. To ask me questions, go to awakenwithsagar.com that appears here. Go to the life hacks section and click on ask a question link. You will be directed to a form where you can submit your question.